And welcome back to Nancy's Neighborhood. Folks, and the reason that we didn't have a show for about 3 weeks and you had some reruns, I took a little trip. On June the 30th, I flew out of Chattanooga to Washington, D.C. with 3 girlfriends. And from D.C., we went to Copenhagen, Denmark, and got on a Viking ocean cruise ship and in the Baltic Sea, and went to Gotland, Visby, and to Tallinn, Estonia, and then to St. Petersburg, Russia. And one of our team took the fast train, the bullet train, over to Moscow. 3 of us did not, but 1 did. And we were at St. Petersburg 3 days, and then we went to Stockholm and Amsterdam, and then we flew out to Dusseldorf, and then we flew into Dresden, Germany, where we were for 3 days visiting some friends of Margaret Shink's. And then from there we went to Frankfurt, and from Frankfurt we came back to D.C. and D.C. to Chattanooga. It was a wonderful 14 days, folks, absolutely wonderful. Wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, not ready to go back anytime soon, but it was wonderful. And the folks that we visited in Dresden, Germany, I found out I have a TV show, and they found out that they could find it on Facebook and YouTube. So Uli, Tina, and Peter, if you all are watching, hello, how are you? From the States, we're glad to be back. And we all came back with a head cold, but that's okay. It was worth every minute of it. Beautiful country over there. Somebody asked me about it, and I said, look, you know, we don't have 300, 400, 500-year-old buildings here because we're not that old. But it's beautiful. They're environmentally conscious. A lot of bicycles, Copenhagen, probably if there's 50,000 people that live in Copenhagen, Denmark, there's 100,000 bicycles. Never seen such in my life. I mean, every building, there were bicycles stacked up. You know, how they knew which bicycle's theirs, I don't know. Their bicycle lanes are very different from ours, and if you're walking across the street and traffic has stopped, bicycles don't. Bicycles have the right-of-way, then pedestrians, then the car traffic. So you have to look for those bicycles, which may go speeding right over the top of you. So it was a very, very interesting and very wonderful experience. We got to visit the Fabergé Museum. We got to visit the Hermitage. It was just wonderful. It really, really was. So I've been there and done that. Now I'm ready to go some other places and see some other things. But that's where I was during the first 2.5 weeks of July. So the producers got a vacation time, and I got a vacation time. Now I want to tell you about some things that are going on in Cleveland, Bradley County coming up. This Friday night, I think it's right, this Friday night. Anyway, the Friday festivals, yes, will be this Friday night. Music starts at 8. You have to bring your own chair. You're down there at the courthouse, and this is the final night, and this is the Dexter Thomas Band. And music will start at 8 o'clock, and Dexter Thomas Band has a huge following, folks. So you might want to get there early to get you a good seat. But this will be this Friday night, and it's the final evening of the festival. And then we have Thursday night, we have the Young People's Chorus of New York City, and they'll be performing at Pangle Hall. So that's tomorrow night, folks, at 7 o'clock. It's a free concert. But you know how free concerts are. There's a lot of people that go to those, so you might want to get there a little bit early. But it's the Young People's Chorus of New York City, and they'll be at Pangle Hall at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Now, we have 2 camps left that I know of, and they're both at the museum. On the 29th, we have the First Responders Camp, and that's ages 4 to 6. And then the 30th and 31st, we have the World of Art Camp, and that's also ages 4 to 6. Now, you can go on their website, museumcenter.org. Now, remember, they're a nonprofit, so you go to .org and see if there's any spaces left for those. First Responders Camp and the World of Art, which is a 2-day camp. Then we move into August, and we have the KoolAid Festival. And we've had them on a couple of times to talk to us about the KoolAid Festival, and that will be Saturday, August the 3rd at the Greenway Pavilion, and it's from 9 to 7. Now, your entry fee is nothing. It's free, but there's going to be vendors there that are going to be selling things that they want you to buy. I'm sure there's going to be tickets needed for the bouncy house or things like that, but you can check them out at maypopsfest@gmail.com and find out exactly what is going on for that. But that's going to be a lot of fun, folks. And I understand we're going to have KoolAid pickles. So I saw someone on Facebook the other day eating a Kool-Aid pickle and said it was really good. So I'd never heard of them until we had Corey on here, but I understand that's what they're going to do. So you got a whole day there from 9 to 7 on August the 3rd. Now, another thing we have happening on August the 3rd, from 11 to 2, we have Superhero Saturday at the Bradley Square Mall. And this, I don't know whether this will be the last one or not for them for this season, but Superhero Saturday, and it's from 11 to 2, and it's also free. So you know, you could go Kool-Aid and then superheroes, or superheroes and then Kool-Aid. So that's things you can do. Now, also on August the 3rd, I'm so sorry, August the 3rd, we have a tribute to the country legends, and that's going to be at the Gym Theater in Etowah. And this is presented by the Merchants and Friends of Etowah. And reserved tickets may be purchased at the Etowah Community Center. General tickets can be purchased at Relics Antiques here in Cleveland, Junktique in Athens, Star Mountain Outfitters, and Interiors by Design in Etowah. And the show begins at 7:30. And they're going to do Elvis and Shania, and I've forgotten who all they're doing. Anyway, there's going to be impersonators for a lot of people, and so this should be really, really good. And then the Encore Fall at Lee University, and this is the classes for seniors who want to take mini courses at Lee. You can take 2 of those, and I think it's for $30. I'm going to see if I can get Bethany on with me to talk about this, but there's several different ways to sign up. August 7th, 8th, and 9th from 8:30 to 2 o'clock, you can sign up in the Communication Arts Building at Lee University, room 113. And August the 12th through September the 3rd, the hours may vary, but you're in Higginbotham Administration Building, room 214. And you can go to leeuniversity.edu/encore. Now, let me tell you some of the classes they're going to teach. They're going to teach Tennessee in tennis shoes, and that's a traveling history course, and I've had several friends that have taken that, and they load up on a bus and they go someplace historical. All right, then you have Back to the 60s, and the beat goes on. That's another one. Then you have Basic Computers, Basic Word and Excel, The Great War, 1914 to 1918, so that would be World War I. Then you have Current Bioethics. You have Medicine and Art, which I think that might be really interesting. You have Fitness for Encore Years. You have Joint Conditioning. You have Early Christian Art. Again, I think that would be interesting. You have Lee University Choral Union, if you want to sing. You have the Dorothy L. Sayers Golden Age Mysteries. And I want to tell you, Dorothy Sayer writes some absolutely wonderful mysteries. And I have a couple of DVDs because they used to be on PBS, and they're great. They are great. And then the I House in the I World, the History of Christianity and Sports. Now that's an interesting concept. I guess I hadn't thought about that. The History of Christianity and Sports. And then you have Christianity under the Nazis. You have Turning Points in History, and you have Art Studio. And I'm sorry, this is for people 60 and above, and 2 courses are $25. And what that also gives you is a student pass at Lee University, parking, library, and you get in free to any of the musical events and things that are going on the campus. So this Encore program is absolutely wonderful, folks, and I'm hoping I can get Bethany McCoy on with me to talk about that, and I will try to do that next week. Then you have On the Wire Jewelry with Jessica Claren at the Museum Center, August the 17th. Now, you go to museumcenter.org again and see if this class is filled up. Those classes, those craft classes at the museum, they have one a month. They fill up really quickly, and there is a fee. Now, if you're a member of the museum, and we've talked about this before, membership at the museum is relatively inexpensive. If you're a member of the museum, then the price of this craft class is less. If you're a non-member, you're going to pay more. So for my benefit, it's beneficial for me to be a member of the museum. So that is going on. And then one that I didn't get to the producers in time because I just ran it off. The Athens Arts Council is going to have Drawing 101, and it starts July 29th through August the 19th, and it's from 6 to 9 every night, and it's for beginners or those seeking an intro into drawing techniques, and they'll do Drawing 102 in September, and this is for ages 12 and up, and I'm looking to see, there is a fee. It's $60, and that does not include materials. So the Athens Arts Council will provide a supply list so that students can bring their own materials. So you can check them out at AthensAreaForTheArts.org. Okay, so that one just came in on my computer right before I left the shop, and so I wanted to be sure you all knew about that. And by the way, speaking about the shop, I'm having Christmas in July, 50% off all Christmas. I was really busy today, and I'd love to be really busy tomorrow and the next day and the next day. I think this is going through August the 2nd. So come on down and see me, 270 Central Avenue, the Red Ribbon. Now in September, we have the 55 Plus, the Active Lifestyle, and this is sponsored by the Cleveland Daily Banner, and it's going to be held at the Museum Center, and it's September the 12th, and it'll be from 10 to 3, and for more information, you need to call 472-5041 and see exactly what is going on with this, and I will try to get someone from the Banner to come on and talk about this, because I cut this out of the paper, and there was a whole lot of things listed that they're going to be doing. So, excuse me a minute, I brought that back with me from the Baltic. And then Tenova Healthcare and the American Heart Association are going to hold their Go Red for Women breakfast on September the 12th. And so for more information on that, you call 763-4404. And that is the Heart Association in Chattanooga. But we are partnering with them. Tenova's partnering with them. And Go Red for Women is women's heart and other things. So this will be a breakfast, and I'll have more information on that because they have already called and want to be on the show. So yay rah. And then we have Victory Over Violence, and it's 3-on-3 basketball tournament. And folks, these things get real competitive, okay? And that's going to be September 14th from 9 to 7 at the Cleveland High School Arena on Raider Drive. And there is an entry fee, and there's all kinds of rules and everything. But to register, you call Catherine Rice at 303-3519, and she will get you signed up. But 3-on-3 basketball. And I have some friends that used to play 3-on-3 basketball every Saturday morning at Cleveland State. One of them had to have knee surgery, and another one hurt his back, and yada yada. So, you know, 3-on-3. I mean, it's tough basketball, folks, and it'll be tournament style, and men and women can be on a team however you want to do it. But Catherine will set you straight on that and let you know. And two things that Jennifer mentioned today that I'll get on a slide, get Adrian to put on a slide, is the Race to Achieve 5K run or 1 mile walk, which is August the 24th, or the Volunteer Fair for Junior Achievement, which is August the 13th. And then September 28th is the Dress for Success fashion show. And here again, we'll be selling corporate tables. The tables will seat 8 people. If any of you are interested in coming, we'll see if we can find you a place at somebody's table, or we'll see how the sales go, and we might start selling individual tickets. I think that is about all I have for today, and it's great to be back, folks. And I'm sorry about sounding a little stuffy, but I am better today than I was when I got off the plane in Chattanooga. I think 10 hours in the air and in terminals each way was a little much, but you know, you can't swim across the ocean, so you have to get there some way. So it was a fun trip, and I would highly recommend it to anyone who wants to do a cruise. The ocean cruises are great, and Viking is wonderful. So I'm glad to be back, and hopefully I'll be back with you next show. So for today, from Nancy's Neighborhood, bye-bye.